Hi, I'm Elia Zaitsev. In order to get true visibility into your endpoints, there's a couple things you need to be able to do. You got to be able to record all their activity. You need to be able to take that activity and effectively search it, both in real time as well as historically. And finally, you need to use all that information to hunt across your environment. In this video segment, we're going to focus specifically on hunting. So what are some of the challenges that organizations face today when trying to hunt for threats across their enterprise? Well, first of all, hunting effectively requires you to collect a large amount of data across your environment. With traditional on-premise based approaches, that can be very difficult to scale. The next hurdle is the speed at which you can process and make use of all that information. And even if they can get past the scaling and the speed challenges, most organizations lack the expertise to properly understand what all this data means in the first place. And even if a potential threat is detected, it can become extremely challenging to verify and validate how serious the threat really is. So how does Falcon Host deal with all these challenges? Well, we address scale and speed with our cloud-based architecture combined with our continuous real-time visibility and recording capabilities. Expertise and verification, though, are a different problem because they require people. We've got that covered as well. And this is where CrowdStrike Security Operations Center, or CSOC team, comes into play. Our CSOC analysts are located strategically across the globe in a true follow-the-sun model, representing decades of experience defending some of the largest and most sophisticated government and corporate networks. They proactively hunt across all the data being generated by Falcon Host in a 24/7 fashion to proactively notify you of any potential threats in your environment. The CSOC team can leverage the Falcon platform's unique crowdsourcing capabilities to hunt across hundreds of customers, millions of sensors, billions of events collected per day, with petabytes of historical information. This unique combination of people and technology gives organizations unprecedented ability to proactively hunt for threats in their environment. Let's take a look at a demonstration.
The Falcon Endpoint Activity Monitoring, or EAM console, is a great hunting utility. It allows an analyst to rapidly search data being collected by the Falcon sensor across an enterprise, both in real time and historically. Custom searches can be crafted on the fly, but EAM also ships with a wide variety of pre-built dashboards and reports and workflows. Let's look at one common use case, the Ioc Sweet. Let's imagine we've just received a flash report from a law enforcement agency. This report contains indicators, such as the MD5 hash of a piece of malware. I'm going to copy this hash and use EAM to search for it across my environment. Now, I could write a custom query to do this, but EAM comes with a pre-built tool called hash search, which makes the job much easier. I'll paste my hash here into the search box, and then I'll specify a 30-day time frame. Next, I'll hit submit, and EAM will automatically craft dozens of queries in the backend to summarize for me all the information it has on this hash. We can quickly see a lot of useful information. This hash has been found executing on 3 different systems, 90 different times. It's requested 3 unique domains, and it's called out to 2 different remote IP addresses. Scrolling down further, I can see a detailed listing of every single time this process is executed. I can see what machine it's executed on, what user executed it, what the name of the file is, and what its location and command line arguments are. Furthermore, I can also see that this process has multiple different AV vendors that have flagged it as being a known malicious file, in this case 47 different ones. Besides presenting summary data, all this information presented is also interactive and can be drilled into for additional information. For example, if I want to get a listing of all 3 different systems that have this piece of malware on it, I can just click on it and it'll open up a new query in another tab. Now that I've identified these 3 systems, I can very quickly kick off a remediation action on all these machines. But in addition to remediating the problem, I may want to learn more about how it occurred in the first place. So I'm going to go back to the hash search application. This time I'm going to pivot and examine all the different process executions involving this file. Now we have a listing of all the different raw events associated with the process executing. For each of these events, there's a series of built-in workflows that I can leverage to learn more about the process and its behavior. One particularly useful workflow is the Process Explorer. It allows me to very quickly visualize all the parent, child, and sibling process relationships on this machine going all the way back to when the system first booted. Examining the parent relationships, we can see that the malicious files spawn from winword.exe or Microsoft Word. So it's pretty obvious that we have a malicious Word document as the delivery mechanism.
What's the benefit that all this brings to you and your organization? Let's take a look at a typical timeline in a response to an attack. The first thing that happens is an adversary is able to breach your defenses. After the breach occurs, there's a period that could last anywhere from days to weeks, months, or even years until you're finally able to detect the breach. Once you've detected the adversary, it's time to start your incident response process, which includes discovery, remediation, and after all that's been complete, you're finally back in business. So I've just demonstrated for you how Falcon Host can combine both real-time as well as historical search to give you unprecedented hunting capabilities across your environment. Now going back to our response timeline, whether it's your security team or our CSOC team doing the hunting for you, we're going to allow you to completely eliminate the need for discovery and dramatically reduce the time needed to get through remediation, getting you back to a clean state as quick as possible, saving you both time and money. To learn more about our hunting capabilities or our CSOC team, please visit us at CrowdStrike.com.